What's up, guys? Welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess HD. I am Frosho, and in the last episode, we saved all of the Zoras that were frozen underneath the ice with the huge volcanic rock that we found in Death Mountain. And when we did that, we saved not only Zora's domain, but all of Hyrule in general, because the water is now able to flow through Zora's River all the way to Lake Hylia and the rest of Hyrule. So now we are going to have access to the light spirit in Lake Hylia. So that's what we're going to do right now. I'm gonna head out of Zora's domain, and we're gonna make our way over to Lake Hylia, where we will talk with the light spirit and start collecting the Tears of Light. So yes, as you can see, the water is flowing all the way through here, Zora's River, and it's making its way all the way down to Lake Hylia, so we're going to be able to use this water as a means of traveling back. Looks like the shock of that impact not only raised the water level, but sped up the flow too. This water should flow all the way down to the lake. Why don't you let it take you there? And that's exactly what I just said, Midna. We're going to do that. She's going to swim all the way down because it is much faster than walking, and plus walking's for scrubs, so we're going to make our way down. But yeah, this is actually going to put us right in front of the spring where the light spirit is going to be. And yes, as you can see, Lake Hylia is completely filled up and is no longer in danger of actually drying up completely. So yes, Link actually passed out, so we have to wake up. Aren't you awake yet? Look, we walked all the way down to Lake Hylia, just as I predicted. And it looks like we're right in front of the spirit spring to boot. Talk about lucky. Well, let's go. Snap out of it and get to the spirit. Alright, let's go. So right here is the spring where the light spirit is. This one's a little bit different because the other light spirits weren't in like a cave of some sort. But let's talk to the light spirit. I am the last of the spirits of light, consumed by twilight. Hero, chosen one of the gods, you have done well to make it this far. Gather my scattered tears of light that were stolen by shadow. Gather them in this. So yes, here we go, the Vessel of Light once again. We're going to have to collect 12 Tears of Light all over the Lanayru province, just like we've done in the other two. I am sure you know by now the forms that these dark insects take when they steal our light. Yeah, we've heard that before. Anyway, we're just going to walk out and go collect the 12 Tears of Light that have been taken away by these shadow insects, and one of them is actually going to be right here, as you can see. Talk about convenience. We walk right out of the cave, and we immediately find one. Like the others, we have to use our senses in order to find them, so let's kill it, and then we'll collect the next Tear of Light. Or the first Tear of Light, anyway. So, we're actually going to run into a... Yep, okay, so we're going to have some these shadow creatures right here, and we're going to have another portal. Now this portal is going to be come in handy because Lake Hylia is actually going to be an area that we probably will actually be teleporting to fairly frequently. So having this portal is going to be very helpful. But yeah, this is the same thing as before. Just attack them, kill them, then we get the portal. Alright, can you guys get close so that I can kill you both? Are you kidding? I hate it when that happens. So again, I bounced off of the wall right there, and because of that, I didn't actually hit the last one, and he was able to do his yell and bring the other two back from the dead. Alright, come on, get closer and away from the wall. Get over here, come on! Thank you. Alright, this should be good. Are you kidding? How did he not hit him? He literally just stopped right in front of him and was like, no, I don't feel like hitting him. That's literally what he did. Let's try this again. Alright, come on. Alright, get close so I can kill you both at the same time. Come on. Alright. Now this should work. Thank you! Okay. Now that they're dead, of course we're going to get the portal, and that's out of the way. That shouldn't have taken me that long to do. But, you know, the game's dumb sometimes, so it happens. Alright, so let me check the map real quick. Now, unfortunately, you can't zoom in a lot on this map for whatever reason, so it's kind of hard to actually see some of the shadow insects, but I see that one right there, so I'll go ahead and get it. But, it's been okay. The last time that I uploaded a video was about 2 weeks ago now, and the reason why it's been so long is because I've been playing a lot of Breath of the Wild, and I'm gonna take this time that I'm collecting these light spirits, or these light the Tears of Light, to actually talk about Breath of the Wild, since I've done this Tears gathering 2 other times already, and there's not much else for me to say about it. It's the exact same thing. So let's dig this one out here. But yeah, oh my gosh, stop running away. Link! There we go. So yeah, I've been playing a lot of Breath of the Wild, and it truly is an amazing Zelda game. I know some people are thinking, oh, I've heard a lot about good things about Breath of the Wild, but I haven't actually played it. I'm wondering if what people say is actually true. Is it actually more overrated than what people say? I can assure you guys, it truly is an amazing Zelda game, without a doubt. One of the best in the series, if not the best in the series right now. So, I'm going to take some time, and by some time, I mean a lot of time, probably the rest of the episode, to talk about some things that I really like about the game, and things that I absolutely despise about the game. So that you guys can see my opinions both ways about the game. So the very first thing that I like about the game is the freedom that you have to do literally whatever you want at any time. So there are 4 main dungeons in the game, and you can do these 4 main dungeons in whatever order you want. And I think that's really cool, because typically you never really had that in a Zelda game other than the original. And now that they're actually bringing that back is really awesome to me, and I think it was a good idea for Nintendo to do that, because people have been saying they want a non-linear Zelda game for a long time. People complain about Twilight Princess being too linear. They complain about Skyward Sword being too linear. And Nintendo finally delivered and gave us a game that we literally have as much freedom as we want. Like, you don't have to do anything in any particular order. And you don't even have to do the dungeons right away. You can say, oh, I'm going to go around and explore and do one of the 120 shrines that are in the game. So the fact that you have so much freedom is just awesome, and I really like the way that they did that. And so, like, both me and my brother are playing through the game at the exact same time, and we've done different things in different orders simply because we feel like doing it the particular way we want to. And that's just awesome. So, the second thing that I really like about the game is the difficulty. So, a lot of enemies in Zelda games, and Twilight Princess is a perfect example of having enemies that are way too easy in Hyrule Field. Like, some of the enemies, like, they're no threat whatsoever. Like, this, like, why are these enemies even here? They don't do anything. So, the fact that they've actually put enemies in Hyrule Field that will actually do something and can actually kill you is awesome, because now I don't feel like, oh, I can just walk around and not really worry about anything trying to kill me. Because there are enemies in Breath of the Wild that will kill you in one hit when you have like 10 hearts. I am not exaggerating. You can die, and you will die multiple times. And I tell you, like, I almost never die in Zelda games unless I make some kind of stupid mistake like I did in the Goron Mines. But I have died multiple times in Breath of the Wild, and it's because the enemies actually are a threat in that game. They're not like the enemies you see in every other Zelda game. So, the third thing that I really like about the game is just that the amount of weapons that you can collect, because typically you only have your sword as your melee weapon, but you can find spears, you can find axes, you can find like sledgehammers. There are so many and also you can find swords. There are so many different kinds of weapons that you can collect in Breath of the Wild. Now, these weapons do break, but the thing is, you find so many weapons all the time that honestly you never have to worry about not having weapons, because that was something I was skeptical about at first. I was like, I think at some point you'd be like, oh, I don't have enough weapons, and you'd be struggling. But no, it's the exact opposite. You're constantly finding weapons from the enemies you fight, and from doing the shrines, that honestly, most of the time, you'll be struggling to have room for more weapons. That's the main problem. So, Nintendo did a good job on that, and I'm happy that you can have more than just one weapon. So, it gives you multiple options to use against other types of enemies. And so, that's a really cool idea that they decided to implement. So, yeah, those are the three main things that I absolutely love about Breath of the Wild. And now let's go to the three main things that I hate about Breath of the Wild. Now, the first thing that I hate is the position of the dash and the jump button. So, Breath of the Wild is the... Oh, hold on, we'll talk to this person real quick. This is what triggers the shadow insect to come out. What's that? A bug? Ew, nasty. Why is it so big? Golly, I'm so sick of roughing it in the boonies. Alright, let's get the insect now. And I believe she's actually going to have more to say after that. Oh, it's gone? That was nasty. I hope it doesn't come back. Ah, well. Golly, work is just tanking it. Work is tanking just as hard as my personal life these days. But yeah, that's the end of that. So let's actually head out over here. But yeah, I hate the position of the jump and the dash buttons because the jump button is X, but the dash button is B. So they're right above each other on the controller. So it's really awkward to try to jump and dash at the same time. Oh, hold on, I messed up. There we go. So yeah, it's really awkward to try to jump and dash. And you can't change the controls. All you can do is switch the position. You can switch jump to B and dash to X. So you can switch the position, you can switch which button's which, but you can't make it an easier button combination. So it's really dumb, and I think it's a little bit of bad design, in my opinion, because like I feel like it shouldn't be that awkward to jump and dash at the same time. Now, my second least favorite thing about the game is the drowning. So you can drown in Breath of the Wild. Now, drowning when you're underneath the water and you don't have any kind of protection to keep you from drowning, that makes sense. Obviously, you can't breathe underwater. But when your head is above the water and you're swimming at the very surface, you shouldn't drown, I don't think. Like, so, Breath of the Wild has brought back the stamina meter, which was in Skyward Sword. And when you swim in the water, that uses up stamina. And when you run out of stamina, you drown. You don't get a game over, but it will take you back to dry land. So, I think it's dumb because Link can drown in like 20 seconds. And I know it's supposed to be a little more realistic because you get tired, but nobody gets tired in 20 seconds. Like, how do you... And he's not even like swimming really fast. He's swimming really slow, and then he just drowns. It's dumb. Let me talk to listen to these guys real quick. You think Prince Rallis passed through here? He must have. This is the only waterway that connects to Hyrule Castle. Come, let's follow this path in search of it. Alright, so these doors are going to go search for Prince Rallis, and this path actually leads to where Hyrule Castle is. So that's where we're going to head next, because we got some more shadow insects to collect that way. But, yeah, I absolutely hate drowning. I thought it was dumb in Breath of the Wild, or in Wind Waker, and I think it's dumb in Breath of the Wild. And another thing that's really dumb is that you have a paraglider, so you can actually glide across Hyrule Field, and the paraglider uses stamina, just like a bunch of things in this game. So you can glide, and if you run out of stamina and fall into the water, you instantly drown. I think it's so dumb. I don't understand why that was programmed into the game, but I think it's really dumb, and I think that it should have been implemented differently. I just don't like it at all. It's terrible. It's a terrible mechanic in my opinion. Now, the last thing, and by far my least favorite mechanic in the game, is rain. Now, some of you guys are thinking, why is rain your least favorite mechanic in the game? So, when it's raining, you can't actually climb up things because you'll slip off of whatever surface you're trying to climb. So Breath of the Wild has introduced climbing. You can climb on basically any kind of rock wall or towers or pretty much anything you can think of. So I'm actually going the wrong way. I need to head over towards Hyrule Castle. But so like rock walls that you see around here, like mountains, in Breath of the Wild, you would be able to climb that. But when it's raining, like I said, you slip off of it. So you can't climb it. And climbing uses stamina. So most of the time, you'll slip off the wall and run out of stamina before you make it to the top. And I understand that in real life, if you were trying to climb a wall or a mountain or something, and it was raining, it wouldn't be very easy. You'd constantly slip off. But I don't think that Zelda has to be realistic, because Zelda already has more of a fantasy feel to it anyway. So I don't think Zelda has to be realistic. I think it's okay for some things to be very unrealistic, if it's for the sake of not being annoying or being convenient. So I find rain just more of a nuisance than anything, and it constantly annoys me, and both my brother and I agree that rain is the most annoying mechanic in the entire game. Because you try to climb things, like you see chests up on a certain hill or something, and you try to climb it, and you can't because it's raining, and the only way for you to pass time is to start a fire and sit by the fire. But it's raining, so the fire gets put out by the rain. So you have to sit and either go to another area and then come back later, or sit and wait until it's done raining, which is really dumb. So rain is by far, in my opinion, the worst mechanic in the entire game. But we are past 15 minutes, and we still have quite a decent amount of Tears of Light to collect, so we'll collect those in the next episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you are new here, and turn on mobile notifications so you'll be notified of whenever I upload new videos. And if you like what I had to say about Breath of the Wild, let me know what your opinions are based on what I have said. If you've played the game, let me know what you think about the game without putting spoilers, because I still have a lot to do in the game. So those are basically pretty much my initial thoughts of the game, because I've done a lot of exploring, but the story, I still have a decent amount to progress through. So yeah, let me know what you think if you've played it. Let me know what your opinions on it. If you haven't, let me know what you think based on what I've said. And yeah, that's the end of the video, guys. I'm Froshell. I'll see you guys next time. See ya.